You think you know me?
Hit the Ropes Radio is all over the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Add us on MySpace, myspace.com/Hit the Ropes Radio Show. Check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Hit the Ropes Radio. Join the Facebook group, and we have a brand new website in development as we speak, hittheropesradio.com. Don't forget where it all began, bleacherreport.com. Hit the Ropes Radio. Join the online radio wrestling revolution. This and every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right, we're back. And from the 843, is this Malachi?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, Malachi, how's it going?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
We're doing good. We also have got Shane and Demetrius on the line with us, our other hosts.
What's going on, sir?
How y'all doing?
All right, man. You good?
Good, good.
We've been ranting and raving about TNA and ROH and the craziness that's unfolding. But you're running the indie scene down in the Southeast, the Carolinas. What promotions are you running in over there?
The main ones I'm wrestling for right now is NWA Anarchy, which has syndicated TV throughout the U.S. and other countries and stuff like that. And also I'm wrestling for NWA Charlotte, which is getting up and coming into trying to get onto the NWA national brand. Those are the two big ones I'm wrestling for right now, and I'll also wrestle for OSCW in Charleston, South Carolina.
Right, definitely. I've seen you down there for the old school wrestling a couple of times, and you, when you walk out there, you're not a nice guy.
No, not very much of a nice guy. I'm very angry and not very happy at all when I go out there, dealing with people that think they're better than me.
Now, Malachi, what's your style when you go out there? Are you a high flyer, technical, brawler? What's your favorite style?
I think the best way to sum it all up is basically old school. I do a little bit of high flying and all that craziness, but I'd stick to a lot of technical mat wrestling, old school smash mouth, a lot of hard slams and technical wrestling type skills. So.
Right, definitely. And about how long have you been in the business?
9 years.
9 years. Just give us a little, where'd you train? What have you done thus far? Give the listeners a little glimpse of who Malachi is.
I've been trained by a lot of different people. I've had, my hands with everybody. I first started out training with Susan Tex Green. A lot of people don't know who she is, so you need to do your homework. You can YouTube her or anything like that, and bring up. She was back with Vince Senior and did a lot of around the world traveling and stuff like that with Moolah and stuff. It was her and Judy Martin, and a lot of people know Judy Martin a lot more than they know Susan Green. But those were my two main trainers, and those one taught me a lot about the old school, smash mouth as will wrestling. But I've also, I've had a lot of people, as everybody calls them in the business, the names. A lot of the names that I've got to wrestle, they've, helped me out along the way and, give me advice and taught me a lot of different things. What else did you want to know?
Well, you say your smash mouth style. Have you ever potatoed anybody in the ring and somebody's broken character on you?
No. I've actually knocked somebody out a few times. I've actually given a couple guys a concussion doing hardcore matches and any type of hardcore ladder leather strap match, cage match, anything like that. I've knocked a couple guys out. And sometimes it's my fault, sometimes it's their fault. It just all depends. But no, none of them have actually bowed up at me and tried to get out of character and try to take it out on me. I think most of them are kind of scared and intimidated.
Scared and intimidated. Well, what about in your daily life? You're walking down the street, or you're in a bar, let's put it that way, and you're just shooting, the breeze with some guy, and it comes up that you're a professional wrestler. How do people, do they look at you funny? Do they try and challenge you? Do they accept it? What is your general reaction from the public, as a professional wrestler today?
Most of them, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, isn't that fake? And then I go into a quick description of, getting slammed around and getting hit by a steel chair. And then I proceed to say, well, if it's fake, let me pick you up and slam you real quick, and you tell me how fake it is. And they're quick to, pull back on their whole, their what they had to tell me about being fake. But other than that, most of them, they'd really, they respect it because I don't play it as a joke or anything like that, and they realize I'm very passionate about it. So
great. Now you've been wrestling for 9 years. Do you have goals? We've talked to some wrestlers who work in the indie scene, and they're just happy to be wrestling. If they make it somewhere, fine. If not, that's okay. They'll drive, umpteen hours just to wrestle for $10. What is your view on it? What are you in the business for?
I'm in the business to make it to the big times, and not only just to make it to the big times, but I want to make it to WWE Hall of Fame. I want to make it to NWA Hall of Fame. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I want everyone to know and talk and know who I am.
Right, definitely. And have you, a lot of guys, they've, when the big time comes into town, they need some guys to, for better or for worse, to get thrown around and make somebody look good. Have you had that opportunity when either TNA or WWE or any of those shows, have you got to do any dark matches or anything of that nature yet?
Some packages to ROH, TNA, WWE, NWO on the West Coast and stuff like that.
All right.
And now, Malachi.
Good?
Yep.
Malachi, you've been, like you said, you've been doing this for a little while now. What gave you the desire to start or to become a professional wrestler? Who was your influence? What wrestlers were you influenced by? Before you made the decision to be a pro wrestler.
Actually, the way it got started for me to be a pro wrestler was, I just had this interview not too long ago with the paper down here in Charleston. The guy was asking me about the same question, and it all started back whenever I was, I don't know the age, but I was about knee high, as pretty much everybody says, knee high. I was about knee high, and I was at my father's parents' house, and I was sitting on a little footstool. My dad's over in the recliner just flipping through the channels. He's passing westerns and everything else, and, happened to pop on, wrestling popped on. And it caught my eye. And the first guy that I ever saw and I can ever remember watching it was Jake the Snake Roberts. And the minute he gave the DDT and then he got out there, threw the snake on the guy, I was hooked. I was in from that point on. And then growing up, watching guys like Chris Benoit, Ric Flair, Dean Malenko, guys like that, just that were really good, solid technical wrestlers. Really kind of draw me to it even more and got me even hooked into doing high school wrestling and stuff like that.
Well, who would you want to hook up with right now that's out there?
Actually, I really don't know because I really don't watch wrestling. I every so often I kind of catch it when I have a chance, but I'm so busy, hitting the roads and being in the gym and stuff like that. I really don't have a whole lot of time to kind of watch wrestling at all, so I really don't know. I mean, I would have to say first off would maybe be from the little bit I've seen with maybe like Randy Orton maybe, but
right.
that's the only. I mean, that's because he's getting that big push right now. So.
Right. So